Hey everybody, yesteryear here, and welcome back to the channel. Today I am bringing you Kewl Tunes versus Heroes. I am up against, I'm not gonna lie, I completely forgot his name. But I know he's playing Heroes. This was recorded on the same day as the Blue Eyes Primate video. So, yeah, expect more videos coming out from locals. Yeah, let's just get into it. So we're gonna start. With a die roll. I ended up losing the die roll. Kind of a no surprise here. Yep, there it is. I rolled a 3. My opponent rolled a 7, so he ended up winning. He decided to go first, and my hand honestly was pretty cracked. Double Fua. And yeah, I was like, oh, let's go. So what Bua does? Okay, so right here he activates a Hero Lives, and I chained Fua to it. So what Hero Lives does is if my opponent controls no monsters, he pays half his life points to summon an elemental hero from his deck, and I chained Fua, which allows me to draw a card for every monster my opponent summons from his deck or extra deck. And the Molcharmies have a very unique a very unique restriction where you can activate one more Molcharmy on the turn that you activated one of them. So if you have like 2 Fuas, one Prulia, yeah, basically you can activate one more Molcharmy on that same turn. So my opponent summons Elemental Hero Stratos, which allows him to search any hero from the deck, not just elemental heroes, any hero. So he starts debating right there. But he searches not elemental hero, Vision Hero Vion. Yeah, so there's the Vion right there. He searches it, and then he's taking his time right there for a minute. And he ends up summoning the Vion and uses the effect to send a hero monster from his grave. You can't see it on screen, but he sends Shadow Mist, and when Shadow Mist, Elemental Hero Shadow Mist allows him to add any hero from the deck, similar to Stratos, but it only works in the graveyard. So he asks the new hero support from Maze of Muertos, Masked Hero Duskcrow. And yeah, as you can kind of tell already, my opponent is trying his best to play around the Fua so he doesn't give me so many draws. And it actually does kind of matter here in a moment. But yeah, so he activates Masked Hero Furnace, where he can add a mask change or a polymerization from his deck to his hand. And it's a really good. It's also new Masked Hero support, and yeah, he gets the beautiful Quarter Century Seeker Rare polymerization from Quarter Century Bonanza. The beautiful art that has Avian and Burstinatrix on it, fitting for his hero deck. Yeah, and then he discards the Furnace that he just used. And you can tell he's trying to debate whether he should use the poly or not, but he ends up using it, and it allows me to add 2 more cards. So he uses Stratos and Neos to summon Elemental Hero, Flame Wingman, Infernal Rage. I don't know why I'm struggling right there. And what that card does is it allows him to add any favorite card from his deck or graveyard to his hand. And then he summons the Masked Hero, which I believe summons itself when a fusion monster is summoned. Yeah. And he adds the favorite contact from his to his hand. Yeah, that card is pretty scary. So he ends up setting. So he ends up setting it, and he is he's debating if he should do more, give me more draws, and yeah, this is where things just kind of go completely south. He activates Mask Change, targeting the Vion. And what Mask Change does is he can target a hero monster on his field, and attribute it to summon a Mask Hero from his extra deck of the same attribute. And yeah, he summons Mask Hero Darklaw. And yeah, I get 2 more draws off of that Darklaw, and he starts to use the effect of Darklaw, which for whenever a card is added to my hand, he can randomly banish it. He can randomly banish a card from my hand, which is like a minor effect. Well, not a minor effect, but like a very impactful effect. But the other impactful and more important effect of Darklaw is that it's a one-sided floodgate. For every card sent to my graveyard is banished instead, whether it be from my hand, field, deck, it doesn't matter. Any card sent to the grave is banished instead once Darklaw is on the field. And yeah, it hurts a lot. It hurts a lot. So I'm like debating with myself as to like, okay, how do I get rid of this Darklaw? And I'm just gonna like say right now, I can't. With the hand that I have no way of getting rid of it. So I I activate the Fua. It resolves, and now I'm just like trying to figure out like can I get through this Darklaw. And with the hand that I have, unfortunately, I have no way of beating that Darklaw. But I attempted to try anyway. So I normally summon Q, and used her effect to summon a tuner, and yeah, I ended up summoning a Rekko. Rekko will let me add clip. Yeah, I'm just trying whatever I can to hopefully try and get rid of this Darklaw, but unfortunately, it really doesn't matter. So he uses Darklaw's effect to randomly banish a card in my hand, and it does take him a couple rolls, but he eventually rolls the one card that I did not want hit. You can see my reaction right there. So why does this matter? Why does the ghost spell being banished matter? Well, favorite contact allows my opponent to summon a hero monster, a fusion monster. I think it's a Neos monster specifically. But it allows him to summon a monster from his extra deck by shuffling away monsters from his hand, field, grave, and banishment. And Bell can stop the favorite contact from activating. And yeah, with Bell being gone, unfortunately, I have nothing to stop him. I have nothing to stop that favorite contact. And yeah, he's gonna. Yeah, as you can see right there. I think he's debating on when to use it, but there comes a time where he ends up using it. And with Darklaw on that field, and having cards being sent from my grave, being sent from my grave, getting banished instead. Yeah, it does hurt a lot. So yeah, there it is right there. So he ends up using the favorite contact, and because I lost the Bell, I had no way of stopping it. So he shuffles away his Infernal Flame Wingman and Neos to summon the Shining Neo Swingman. And yeah, this is gonna sting a lot. So what Shining Neo's Wingman does is when it's summoned, he can destroy cards equal to the equal to the different attributes he controls. So he has a fire, dark, and light. Basically destroying all of the girls on my field, which sucks a lot. So I believe I set quick Kewl Tunes synchro. I don't remember what I set. I set something, and yeah, and yeah, yeah. He tried. Yeah, he's showing me that like, oh, this has to be in the bottom because I placed it in the bottom, and yeah, he draws return, and yeah, this is where, yeah, he's just looking through his graveyard right there, but he's gonna end up activating Fusion Destiny. Yep, right there, and I just scooped from there because I know what was coming. I'll talk about that card in the next game. So yeah, we're moving on to game number 2.
Damn, bro, you got on camera whooping your ass?
Bro, you got Dark Law and no L. He fooled me on his turn, and I still made the Neos, and I caught this whole board. Yeah.
You need sleeves or no? No, I was gonna get you that.
I start giving you some
Now, right? You got a chance.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You
I know.
have to say please, I'm very don't yell at me. You pick it out. You pick out whatever you want. Don't yell at me.
Alright, here we are starting at game number 2. I decided to go first, and my hand honestly wasn't the most amazing. I had Nibiru, I had Mix, I had Called By, Droplet, and Synchro. And I was like thinking to myself, like, please don't have anything. Please don't have anything. And yeah, so I start the turn with the Kewl Tunes Synchro, and thankfully he had no disruption, no Ash Blossom or anything of the sort, which is good for me. And yeah, fun fact about Kewl Tunes Synchro: you're gonna activate that card in the draw phase. This allows you to play around Droll and Lockbird. So when you use the card in the draw phase, your opponent can't Droll you. So anyway, I normal summon Nyx to summon the Red Nova, and I go into Trackmaker. Trackmaker, I didn't go over it in the last duel with the Chosen One and his Blue Eyes deck. But what Trackmaker does is when it's special summoned, I can add a Kewl Tune card from my deck to my hand. Any Kewl Tune card. It doesn't have to be. It's monster, spell, trap. I can add anything. And when it's sent to the graveyard for synchro material, it non-target bounces a card my opponent controls back to the hand. And it's the only synchro monster with the ability to use tuners in the hand. So yeah, it's a bit of a unique. It's kind of like the only unique synchro monster that allows you to synchro summon with the synchro, which I find kind of cool. Anyway, I set 3 cards. I set the Called By, the Droplet, and the synchro, and yeah. Yeah, he's gonna. Yeah, my opponent is gonna head straight into the battle phase, and let me tell you something right now. When you hear those words, bad things happen. And honestly, I kind of goofed up here because looking back at this footage, I could have definitely done something else that could have changed the duel. So yeah, he activates evenly matched, and yeah, what that card does is if you control no cards, you can activate it at the end of the battle phase. Thus, and it forces your opponent to banish their cards face down until they have an equal amount as you. So, yeah. Basically, he just got rid of my board, and yeah, I'll go talk about it later at the end. But I could have changed this whole entire duel could have been completely different. Yeah, he activates Fusion Destiny, which basically is like branded fusion, but for heroes. It uses Destiny hero monsters from his deck to summon a dark monster. And that card is another hero card that boosts the power of heroes. Destiny hero, Destroyer, Phoenix Enforcer. Yeah, I'm gonna go over that card in a moment because my opponent is trying to combo off. He summons the Cross Crusader, allowing him to summon a Destiny hero from his grave. And on that summon of the Denier, I activate Nib. And what Nibiru does is when your opponent commits to 5 summons, you can activate it in your hand to tribute all their monsters, summon Nibiru, and then give them a token. It basically is like the hand trap that breaks the board while your opponent is setting up. And he attempted to use Destiny Hero DPE to pop the Kewl Tunes synchro that is in my back row, and itself to avoid the nib. Yeah, and I might as well go over it right now. So what Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer does is you can non-target destroy 2 cards on the field. One you control and one you control, and the second one being any card on the field. And then when Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer is destroyed, during the standby phase, you can it special summons a Destiny hero from the graveyard. That also includes itself. So I'm going to see that guy again in the next turn, and yeah, he does keep trying to combo off, even after being nibbed. That's the crazy thing about some decks nowadays. Even if you nib them, they can still do stuff. Because like before, nib was like, if you get nibbed, that was basically it. Your turn is over. You got a big token, and you're staring at a giant rock. But now, even if you get nibbed, it's not gonna. Sometimes like it's not gonna matter. Even getting nibbed doesn't really affect anything when it comes to certain decks. So anyway, as you saw, I use a clip, Kewl Tunes clip, and what she does is during my opponent's turn, I can special summon a clip and then immediately synchro summon. And when she is sent to graveyard for synchro material, I can randomly banish a card in my opponent's extra deck. So if you're wondering why I have like 3 pairs of dice right there, that's why. I don't choose what card to banish in the extra deck. It's random. So to kind of apply the randomness, I throw 3 sets of dice. It's enough for 15 cards in the extra deck. Yeah, I summoned Trackmaker, which allows me to grab another copy of Synchro. And then I used the mix to pop the token. The token itself wasn't very big. And yeah, as you can see, during my standby phase, the DPE is just back on the field, so now I have to worry about that thing. And this is another goofy play that I really thought really could have changed the duel. So I attempt to activate Rekko. To add a level 2 from my deck or graveyard. And Yeah, he's just now wondering like what my cards did, what do they do, and yeah, he changed Droplet to the Recco, and honestly, this is where I could have like easily avoided that because I had Synchro in hand. So what Droplet does is you could send the cards from your hand or field to the graveyard, and depending on what card type it is, whether it's a monster, spell, or trap, I cannot respond to the Droplet. In this case, he sends Mali, Destiny Hero Malicious, which means I could activate a spell and not monster. So I activate Synchro, and yeah, so I did activate it, but what I could have done here is Synchro Summon and dodge the Droplet, but I didn't do that. I just didn't do that. So I'm right now just debating, like, oh, what should I add? Should I add a monster? Should I add a Kewl Tune monster? Should I add a Juke Joint? The end of the day, I ended up adding the Juke Joint to my hand, and it did help out a little bit, but I really could have Synchro Summoned, but I really, could have Synchro Summoned, and I really could have Synchro Summoned, and just to try and dodge the Droplet, but I didn't do that, and so yeah, he's going to. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention he did activate DPE after using Droplet. So yeah, he destroys the. So yeah, he destroys the. Sorry, he destroys the Track Maker and negates negates the Recco. I don't know why I'm fumbling, but yeah, again, I could have easily avoided that, but I didn't do that, and I ended up being goofy about it. So yeah, I activate Juke Joint, and I was just trying to explain to my opponent what it did. So I'm going to use the effect to summon Mix from my deck, and yeah, as a short summary of what the Juke Joint did, gives me an additional normal summon of a tuner, and I contribute a tuner to special summon a Kewl Tune from either special summon or add a Kewl Tune from deck or from deck. So yeah, I summoned the mix. I summoned the mix, and I used her effect to add a. Or no, I didn't. No, I didn't. So I used the effect, and then he chained called by targeting mix, and I'm like, well, this completely sucks. So I set imperm. So I set imperm, and yeah, there's just so many things that I could have done to change the outcome of this duel. Looking back at this footage, and it hurts just knowing that. But it is what it is. It is what it is. Like sometimes your brain gets frazzled when you just see a card like evenly matched, or even cards like DPE, and you're just like thinking way too hard, and you end up doing goofy misplays that could have very easily been avoided. So yeah, he uses DPE to destroy the imperm. I could have chained it, but it really wouldn't change anything. And oh yeah, one other thing I forgot to mention about DPE. My monsters lose 600. Not 600. My monsters lose 200 attack for every hero monster in his graveyard, while DPE is on the field. So yeah, so maybe chaining imperm. Actually, no, using imperm wouldn't really change anything because he ends up summoning the Cross Crusader right there and summoning DPE, and yeah. Yeah, my opponent right now is just like thinking like, is there anything else he can do to advance his game state? I couldn't see his hand, but it looked like 2 spells. I don't think there really is much he could do after this. But I gotta say, man, it just doesn't matter because he's already at a big advantage with that DPE on the field. So yeah, he attacks the Nibiru and I lose 100 life because Nibiru is at losing 600 attack and DPE is at 2500. So yeah, this just blows a lot. And I'm just hoping like okay, I just need like a good top deck, like something good, and yeah, unfortunately I did not get that. I ended up drawing Cross Out Designator, which really is like not the most useful card right now. So I'm just like thinking like okay, I'm just like thinking to myself like what can I do, but honestly it doesn't matter. Yeah, he uses DPE to try and blow up the juke joint, and I'm like, yeah, you got it. Yeah, there's nothing really much I could do after that. So what I could have done when he used Evenly Matched, I could have chained Synchro to summon the Red Seal. I could have grabbed like a level 2, it didn't matter which one, it could have been Mix, it could have been a Clip, I think preferably Clip so I could get like some sort of extra deck banish. And then I could have Synchro summoned into Red Seal, and then when he uses the Fusion Destiny, I have a negate to stop him, and I don't know if he has any other plays after that. But it could have changed something. But like I feel like if I did that, the outcome of the duel could have changed into something more in my favor. But you know, just seeing Evenly Matched, and I just get a brain fart, and now I'm just like looking back on this and thinking like, oh man, I could have done this instead. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, heroes, don't underestimate them. Like you don't just think like, oh, this is gonna be easy. No. With the new Masked Heroes, things really changed for the deck, and yeah. And yeah, looking forward to more videos. More videos that will be coming out soon. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Vestaviri out.